Hello everybody, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever it may be. Could be any time. Right, I've got some albums there, just want to go through them. They've all got something in common, and what it is, they all came as a recommendation from YouTube from various members of the VC, the vinyl community. So I'm going to start fairly quickly and start off with that one, or this one, whichever it may be. It's the Beatles' Hey Jude. It's the Russian version, slightly different track listing, in my opinion a better track listing. I love this album, I'm so glad I got this, so it's a really nice addition to any Beatles collection. Don't know if you can see the track listing on the back there. It's just slightly different, slightly better. These quite nice sounding albums are fairly warm. I like the sound of them. Sleeves are a little bit on the thin side, but that doesn't matter too much. The quality is good, the sound quality on the albums are good, so that's okay. Now, because I've got that one, I thought I'll get a couple more, and managed to find that one. It's the Beatles' White Album, and I've also managed to find a printout of the poster what came with the early Russian versions of this album when it was released first time in Russia. Probably about, I don't know when these come out, the 90s maybe, I don't know, not quite sure. Also scanned the pictures from the inside of the sleeve of the four Beatles, so I've got the four pictures there. These came recommended to me by FitToBeTieDyed. He's got a great channel, and if you want to find out a bit more about Canadian Beatles albums, he's your man. He's got a great channel. He's into Neil Young as well as I am, and Rolling Stones and the Guess Who, and Golden Earring, some great bands there. Check FitToBeTied out. He's FitToBeTied, FitToBeTieDyed. I always have trouble with that name. Anyway, FitToBeTieDyed. Right, so moving on, there was another Russian one. That's the Beatles' Taste of Honey. It's a bit weird, it's got the Beatles' White Album pictures there, but it was early, mainly from the first album really, that one was. And Paul from FitToBeTieDyed, he inspired me to go out and get these two albums from The Who. Live at Leeds, this is a 3-album version, and The Who's next. I was a young lad in the early 70s. I didn't really own these albums, but I always knew somebody who got one, so we used to go around at friends' houses and we used to have a listen to this. So I'm very, very familiar with these two albums, even though I didn't actually own these till maybe last year. But Paul did inspire me to get those, I must admit, so thanks for that. Right, so moving on to these next two albums. This is the Explorers Club. Actually done a separate video of these, and I need to thank Stephen Schnee for pointing me in the direction of these albums. I do love these albums. This is a 60s covers album, that one. I'm only familiar with the songs, what were hits in the UK, like the Turtles, She'd Rather Be With Me, and Mighty Quinn, Sun Ain't Gonna Shine Anymore, and The Sky's In Love With You. These are excellent covers, straight covers really. They haven't really done much with arrangements, similar arrangements, so very, very good. And this is an album of original material. It's all nice American sunny pop, I suppose you would call that. So thanks to Stephen Schnee for that one. Now moving on, we've got the Monkees, Head. This came to me via Beatle Brad. I'm sure you all know Beatle Brad. He's got a great channel. If you're interested in the Beatles or the Monkees or Elvis, he's your guy, and he loves coloured vinyl, and he pointed this in my direction. That's silver vinyl. It's the theme music to the Monkees film Head, which was a weird film, but there's some nice music on this nevertheless. Okay, so that was from Beatle Brad. Thanks for that, Beatle Brad. And moving on, we've got the Grip Reeds, Trip Around the Sun. This came to me by Mathew Street. Matt Street, he's big on the Beatles, Power Pop, Elvis, the Monkees, you name it, he likes it. And he recommended this to me. And the Grip Weeds, of course, that was a name John Lennon, was the name of the character John Lennon played in How I Won the War. This is a great album, psychedelic pop, nice. Another one which Mathew Street recommended, which a few of us have talked about on the VC, it's Wilkerson, Danny Wilkerson. This is a great album, this is one of the best albums I've heard in years. Every track's a winner, and I never get tired of listening to that, and I'm so grateful for Mathew Street telling us about that one. I think we can also thank Stephen Schnee for this as well, because I think he also did the video for this one first, and then he moved on to Mathew, and I bought this one, I ordered this one from the States, and it cost me an arm and a leg. It cost more for the postage than the actual album, but it wasn't too bad. I got the album and I got the CD as a package, and there's a nice little note in here somewhere from Danny Wilkerson. So there we go. Great album. I think Danny, I emailed Danny and I said, look, you know, anything, can we do anything on the postage? And he sort of took a hit himself and he knocked me $5 off. So I appreciated that and helped out a bit. So he just wanted to make sure somebody in the UK was listening to him. I think that was the thing. But I'll tell everybody about this. So it really is a good album. Excellent. I mean, if Paul McCartney made an album of this standard now, they would be up in arms. We'd be thinking, wow, he's back. You know, he's back on top form. Not that Paul isn't on top form, but this is exactly the sort of music Paul used to make, I think. Excellent stuff, that one. So, moving on now, one more item. This is a CD. It's Give Me Some Truth from John Lennon. Ultimate Collection. This is the 2 CD version. Wasn't too interested in this when I first heard about it, but a couple of guys spoke about it on their channels. Doccus was one of them, and MeanMrMayo was the other one. So I took notice. I thought, yeah, okay, I'll give that one a go. I do love John Lennon, but I do own absolutely everything what he's done. So I didn't really see much point. Didn't really want to get this on vinyl, so I thought I'll just get it on CD. I can play this when I'm driving around, and played both CDs now. I think I prefer CD 2 because of the 1980 material. It's nice to have all the 1980 material double fancy and the Milk and Honey tracks together. So I think disc 2 is the one that I will go to. I mean, I'm too familiar with the tracks on CD 1. I mean, we got, you know, the usual thing, you know, Jealous Guy and Imagine, great tracks, but heard them so many times now. So, but the 1980 stuff, even though I've heard that loads of times, it still seems more fresh to me. Right, so we'll conclude with that. I'd just like to thank everybody for turning me on to some of these albums. Definitely wouldn't have heard of Wilkerson or the Grip Weeds or the Beatles Russian albums if it wasn't for YouTube. So it's nice, it's a nice community and I'm glad to be part of it. I'm building up my channel at the moment, so trying to get some more subscriptions and try and get some more comments where possible. So if you want to comment down below in the comment section, feel free, and I'll definitely speak to you again soon, and bye for now and keep on spinning them albums, folks.